I've got places to be, lunches to be had, bars to be drank at. What am I doing here? Talking about myself. Hey, I'm Gavin Rossdale from Bush, and here are 25 things you don't know about me. When people come over to my house, the go-to dish probably is something like an English roast, so they get the sense of who I am from the mother country. My favorite season is probably spring, when the kind of winter is broken, because it's also full of hope and you see the sunshine. The last show that I binged was John Hand's Friends and Neighbors. I did do a pretty decent version of My Way. I had a late night Korean karaoke. My nickname growing up from my friends was Rock, weirdly enough. And just the embarrassment thing is if things don't work. Your guitar messes up, now you don't have a guitar, or things break down. A flawless show of extreme professionalism can leave people a bit cold. Luckily, no, but if I don't get the first line of a song, I am way screwed. I find myself running over to someone in the band going, "What's the first line?" I think that I would love to work in a kitchen and being on the line. When I was just like 17, I was after school, I got given the job of painting one side of the house, which I thought was really ambitious because no one had told me how to paint. So I do remember doing half the wall, not really putting enough on the brush, on the roller. So they're like, they said it to me in really clear terms about I need to go back and put more paint on the roller. A good attitude. Touring is not for most people. It separates the wheat from the chaff, so it takes a lot of guts. New York. Are you crazy? When I played last night, I introduced Glycerine, and sometimes I reflect on that song and songs off of the first record that changed our lives. I mean, never had this concept of bucket list because it's awful, because it's like the idea that if you do something that you love, then you never do it again. That fills me with horror. They send me headlines, I don't really like them, no. It's just like your ego peering into what people think about it. My first car was a 67 Fastback, a Mustang. I studied English, French, and Spanish. I have many proud moments with my kids, but I gotta tell you, the feeling when I was away on holiday, I look over and I just watched my kids and everyone talking and eating and socializing, and it filled me with like such pride that I felt like this is a life well lived. It's gotta be usually Chinese. In Los Angeles, I'm afraid to say, not very good Chinese. New York has great Chinese, London has great Chinese. At lunch at Bar Pitti, I just saw Calvin Klein, and then I just thought, why the fuck would he want to hear from me? I like both, just not the same day. Do I collect anything? No. I'm a bit of a hoarder, right? I don't like giving stuff away. How do I decompress after a hectic day? I go for a swim in my pool. Well, I'm still enthralled by the magic of writing. Because I'm untrained, I'm a bit feral. So any song is a triumph of an experiment of like, oh my God, it came together. It might be Ziggy Stardust, because I fell in love with that when I was a kid, and it was the first record that, feeling a bit weird and a bit sort of ostracized, gave me a sense of not being alone. There's a band called David and David that had a record called Welcome to the Boomtown, which was a pivotal record for me. I don't really like rodents. I don't really like them. Tell you what, there was one situation where recently my kids came home from this other life, and they'd rescue some squirrels wherever they were. Who fucking knows, but they brought the squirrels back. So I didn't want to let my kids down, so I had to look after their squirrels. I looked after their squirrels, like for 10 days. No one thanked me. And I had to babysit. I had to take these squirrels, right? They're just rodents with tails. To feed them by hand 3 times a day, and the milk really, because you have to do this fake milk, was starting to get really pukey. And then what happened is that my girlfriend happens to like matcha with cashew milk. So now there's cashew milk. It's starting to remind me of that. So that was the really grossest time, and I didn't want to hurt them, and do them with gloves. And then it just was just a lot.